Hi guys, this is Joy Ani, scrapping in my own private Idaho. Today is day 18 of Christy's Beautiful Life. We are more than halfway through, and today I am going to do a little bit of mixed media. And if you are not a mixed media person, I will tell you how you can achieve this look without being mixed media, just cutting out some paper. So the first things first. I am doing the sketch by Janet Fritz. She's also known as the Galaxy Girl. If you've watched her, she does a lot of mixed media, and one of the really interesting things that she said was that she only keeps white, off-white, and black cardstock. Everything else is just pattern paper, and I guess just mixed media. And I thought that was so interesting because I probably have more cardstock than anything. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started. And you can see this has a large mixed media thing, and then it has some mixed media on the side. So of course I needed to practice. And so I got my practice sheet out, and I will be using candied apple, the Ranger candy apple distressed oxide, also the mustard seed, and black soot. And so I was playing around a little bit because I wanted to make sure that I got the look. So I am actually going to do 2-page, but I'm not going to finish the 2-page. I'm just going to show you how I did the mixed media element because I wanted to make sure I knew how to do that before I came on screen and did it. So this is my mixed media page, and these elements are all, this one, and this one are print to cut. And I'm going to show you how I do mixed media. It's a little bit different. So what I did was I cut out a Cricut. I went to Design Cricut Design Space File. I typed in superhero, and it brought up this little. It actually looked very similar to this one, and I enlarged it so that it was 8 by, I want to say 8 by 9 inches. I made sure that when I was doing this that I moved it down so that it wouldn't cut off the side, because I am using this as my template for my distressing. So I started off, and I'm going to show you because I'm going to do, I've already distressed, inked this. I could take my, I don't know why I took it. I can take this off. I don't know why I glued this down when I knew it was going to. So this is what it looks like. And I wanted to see how the pictures, see how the black got on that. So, and I am using watercolor inks just because I applied more water. I like to keep the things dry, and the other reason I won't be finishing the second page, the right side of this one today, is because it would take me a while for it to dry before I could add my stuff on. And so I'm just going to show you how I did it. So I took this, and the first thing that I did, and I'll show you, I'm going to do it the same thing on this page. So for my companion page, so this is for my nephew. I'm going to do a calendar page for him, and you could put in with that we have, Stampin' Up! Has a mini alpha. I'll show you the size it is because I happen to have one. So this is the size of that alpha. You could put My Dad Superhero if you want, if you're just making a 1-page layout. This is also a Cricut cut, and this is also a Cricut cut. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to do the yellow distressing first. I am using watercolor paper. It just, it's less likely to warp. So this is the template that I have for this. I'm going to take all of these things off, and I'll apply it on here, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with this. So, and this is my leftover piece. So you can see this is my leftover piece. If you did not want to do mixed media, you could simply cut. This is what you would have. This could be a colored piece, and I'll show you what it looked like unread. So let's pretend if you didn't want to do mixed media, you could put, this could be your spot, and you could call it superhero, whatever. But I'm going to show you how I did the mixed media. The first thing that I'm going to do is this is my template, and I'm using all these negative spaces that you see here. I'm going to use those. So I am going to use this part so you can see that right at 10 and a half is where I'm going to start doing my yellow. So I am going to go ahead and I'm going to line this up at the 10 and a half, and I'm going to, if you want to mask it off, I just find I just use paper because this is going to be something that I could use again. I am using I'm using the candy appled, and you can see that this is not a true red, and the reason for that is I'm putting it on white paper. So of course when you mix the colors it's not going to be a true red, and so I matched it with Stampin' Up's. This paper is the dark side of Poppy, but it is pretty close to Poppy Parade. So okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my yellow, and I'm just going to lightly put it on here because I want just light covering, and it may not even do it. It's kind of like a second generation one, and I'm just going to go ever so lightly, and then I'm going to use my stencil. This is a stencil that I dearly love. I got it from a garage sale, and so this is how I'm going to make it a little bit darker. And so water activates these, so I'll show you. I just have my mess mat right here. I'm going to stick it right there. I'm going to just put it down this way and smush it. I'm going to put a little bit of water on there. And, oops, sorry about that. And I am going to apply it. And I'm pushing down hard because I want this to be darker. I put the first layer down just because I didn't want the white to show through too much. So I'm going to pick that one up. You can see how nice that looks. I'm going to stick it back in. The cardstock that I used to match this is Daffodil Delight. And if you want to fill it in more, you can go back. You could rub it this way. Okay, and so the beauty of distress inks is they can touch each other and they won't make an ugly color. So if I put a regular ink, if I'm going to put, which is my next step, I'm going to do the, so I'm making a companion page because my nephew has 4 kids. So each one of these spots will be a picture of him and one of his 4 kids. He has 3 little boys and a girl. So and I cut this out and I'm using it as a stencil. It is just ordinary white cardstock, and it works great. It's way cheaper than buying a stencil every time you want one. A stencil like this I'm going to use 20 times, but there are some stencils that if I had a stencil that looked like this, I would probably only use it once or twice. So it's nice that you can go ahead and do that. Okay, I'm going to clean up this area, otherwise I will have a ugly mess. I have my chamois. I'm just going to clean that up. And the next distress ink that I'm applying is candy apple. And I am not putting it in a stencil, I'm just making the shape that I've cut out on my Cricut. That's how I did this one. So the exact same method that I'm using on these, I'm going to use on the smaller ones. And like I said, I will. If you want to see this page all made up, you can pop over to my Scrapping My Own Private Idaho Joy Ani Facebook group. But I'm not going to do it today because it needs a day to dry. And if I had been ahead of the game, that would be different. But I am just caught up and I don't want to fall behind again. So I'm going to go ahead and spritz that a little bit. Oops. And I have a dedicated brush to my red. Okay. And I'm going to be pretty heavy-handled with this one. And you can see when I do this on here, it's very similar to the color Poppy Parade. It's a pretty close match to Poppy Parade for the Stampin' Up! Cardstock, which is what I used for my superhero, the cardstock that I used on this page. It's Poppy Parade from Stampin' Up! I'll put some more. And like I said, I'll show you how I use, this one is going to be, well, first things first. I get ahead of myself and then I will forget to tell you something if I go ahead. You can use, if you're using mixed media, I forgot, I was going to use my glass mat because that's a wonderful choice when you're doing mixed media. And then you don't have to have like 2 different mats. But I forgot. Okay, I want that to be a little bit more even, so I'm going to put a little bit more down there. If you want to have spots, you can do a little spraying and do spots. There's all kinds of really fun things that you can do with distressing ink. So I am by no means an expert, and there's probably an easier way to do this than what I'm doing, but this is how I'm doing it today. And I've been watching lots of videos. So this is, like I said, I hope you will like and subscribe. And I hope you will watch other people that have done this sketch. You will always, what's nice about it is when you go to do a sketch with Christy's Beautiful Life, there are about, well, there's 29 channels. I don't think everyone's doing one every day, but you can get at least 20 videos of the same layout. So you're going to get ideas because we all do things differently. And I'll show you some of the tips. So I love it. So Janet Fritz is the one that created this layout. And so I watched her video on when she did this particular day. And I will share with you some of the tips that she had. And I thought, okay, I'm going to do it that way. Because it's always interesting to see how other people interpret the sketch and how they accomplish it. She had also used Cricut files, like I had, only I believe she used a silhouette. Okay, all right. So here comes the moment of truth, and then I'm going to set this aside. And if you want to see this page completed, you can pop over. So see, I have 4, and then I'm going to have my little pictures. There'll be pictures right here of him and each kid's, and then I'll put some fun things around it. So, and this is what this looks like, and I'll probably do something with that. I don't know what I'll do with it, but definitely something. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside, and now I'm going to work on a couple other things. So, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this over. Let's bring this over. Well, let's put it on the black sheet, and then I can lift it off, and I just want to make sure I'm not getting my stuff all wet. Okay. All right, so here is my actual page that we're doing today, And I have buried the directions. So, oh boy, now I'm going to have to fly by the seat of my pants because, oh, here's the directions. Okay. I'm going to set it up right over here so we can see it. Okay. So this one right here, I am going to make, so remember these are the cutouts from my Cricut. This is what I have left over. I am going to make this black blob go under my picture right like this using this. And I'm probably going to color this and then cut it in half because why waste anything, right? Okay, so once again I'm going to have to clean my, because where would we be without our cleanup? You get to see the top of my head, I think. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead, and like I said, I don't normally, my videos are usually less than 10 minutes, but we've got a lot of stuff to do today. Okay, I'm going to wipe this down, but just to be on the safe side, I'm going to also flip it over. Alright, so I'm going to take this, and I've got my, oh, where did I put it? Okay, here's my black one. Okay. And I haven't, this is unproved and untested, so we'll see. And I might, because this one's going to set out a little bit, I'm going to spray the water spots on there so you can see what it looks like when you do that. It's really kind of cool. This is why, honestly, this is why they're all the rage. Why mixed media is all the rage, is because it is fun. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to take it, and I am going in a circle. Isn't that so cool? And I know the one girl that did the video, she said she went along and this isn't as black as I want it to be. She said she used up all the ink, like when she puts it down like this, she will put paper on there, you know, just scraps so that she doesn't waste her ink. And this one could be re-inked. I went to Hobby Lobby. They used to have all the Tim Holtz re-inkers, but there was nothing that was Tim Holtz in Hobby Lobby today. I don't know. Maybe someone can tell me. Are they not going to sell Tim Holtz anymore? And I'm just going to take it like she did and just kind of sop up all that because I want it to be darker. It's not dark enough for me. Okay, so watch this. Okay, so I put some dots on there, and I'm going to kind of just see how it reacts, and then it gives you a different look. So this is going to come down here, and I'm going to cut it in half, and that will be my photo mat. Okay, I'm going to let it dry first before I cut it in half, but this is going to be cut in half. It will be the last thing I do, and I'll just cut it in half and show you what it looks like. I'm not going to leave it on there to take because it's still wet. Okay, so back to my page. So now that I have all the elements in here, and I will say that, see this was from my black mats. I've never had that issue before, but it was an issue this time. So I'm going to set these up a little bit. These are my 4x6s, and I'm just going to put them about. I want all my hard work to show, so I'm going to put it right there. Okay, and I'm also going to put this one right here. I'm tacking these down very lightly because I'm not for sure what, I don't have the pictures for this yet, and I will pop dot these, and okay, so I'm going to put superhero. I think I'll put superhero here because I do want my mixed media to show. I want that to be able to show. And see, this is going to be like this. Isn't that going to be cool? So I'm going to go ahead and cut that in half just so you can have an idea as to what it looks like. So your options for the mixed media is you can do it as mixed media. You can cut it on the Cricut and use the positive space, or you can cut it on the Cricut and use the negative space. So, and I know people that do a lot of mixed media, they will do a whole bunch. There's a video with Julie Carrera, and she did flowers. I did it in I did it in the bee layout that I did. I used her flowers, and she did it all at once, and I think that's a fantastic idea. So this one's going to go right here. Can you see the cool spots of water that I put on there? That's going to go right there. I like the curvy parts, so I'm just going to kind of hang it right there, very, very lightly, very, very lightly. Okay. Then the rest of this is going to be all pop dots, and so I have all these fun things. These are print and cut. If you have not if you own a Cricut, and if you feel comfortable with Cricut, even if you don't feel comfortable with the Cricut, I really suggest doing. I'm trying to think. You should try. Let's do that. You should try print and cut. It is one of the easiest things that you can do. With this, I had to glue all those letters together. If I did it as a print and cut, you click the button that says send to printer. A disadvantage to the print and cut is that sometimes the colors don't match exactly. You can see, I'll show you the print and cut. There is a way to make that. So Super Dad goes on my other page. So I have Zap, Pow, and this one, I think. Okay, so I'm just going to put those on pop dots. I could have journaling, but I don't. This is a print and cut. This is a print and cut. And after Christy's Beautiful Life right now, I'm really involved with that, but I am really going to start focusing on titles in ephemera, because that's really what makes scrapbooking expensive, I feel like. So there's two ways. You could, on this superhero, I could have it come this way and set above, but because I have these marks, I'm going to go ahead and set it higher, because yeah, I don't know how. When everything dries, I will go back through with an eraser and try to get those off, because what that is it's a mark from the adhesive, and it has stuck to the black. So I think that if I use just a white eraser, I think that will come off. Okay. Now, time to add some funness. So, I have some cool, I have a cool background stamp that I think would look nice right here. So I'm going to try that. I used that on yesterday's layout when I didn't know what to do, and I'm hoping that that will blend in. And this is, I'm going to pull that up for just a second. I'm going to try that black soot, and I'm going to put it right there. I think it will add a little something, and I'm hoping it will cover up a little bit of that adhesive. So I'm going to put it here, and you'll see this is the beauty of Distress ink. See how it doesn't combine and become an ugly color? It just kind of stands on its own. So I do like that one. I have a few little, I'm following hers. She did such a great job on this one. I do have a couple of these. She used white. I'm using black because my base is white. And actually I'm going to add another one of these, and then I'm going to put those on top of it. I think that will be kind of a fun cluster. So distress inks, I absolutely love them. I think, yeah, they are a great thing. Let's see, that one didn't. And actually, I don't even mind that. That was not what I intended to do, but I'm okay with it. It looks like kind of a swirl. There are no mistakes in scrapbooking, only opportunities to embellish. Here we go. I'm going to put this one here, and this one here. And down below, I have my black blob. You can see I have my black blob right here. And I'm going to put two right here. These, I think, came with, it might have been from an album retreat. And the one that I went for has ran away from home. So if I don't get it on there, I will add it later. I've got this square. The square one can go in there. I do have another one. I'll put one right here. And I have this fun little acrylic one here. They don't all have to be the same. They're kind of fun if they're not the same. And then I did have two more, but it has gotten lost on the table. But when you can look for it in the picture. So anyway, so this is my version of day 18. And this is my version of mixed media. And I'm actually going to, I think I'll put, because I want a triangle, I think I'm going to put this one down here. And just lift this up a little bit. And put it right here. And there we go. So yeah, I do like that. I might find something that goes here. But anyway, so this is my day 18. I hope it was fun. I hope you will try mixed media. And if you don't have a stencil and you don't want to spend a lot of money until you find out if you love it or not, go ahead and try that. And actually, I see, look at this. I found, this is another close to my heart one. These are all fun. I like this little arrow right here. I'm going to put that in yellow. That one can be, you know, I'm afraid to put stuff on because I've done that before that I don't like it. Okay, I'm just going to leave it like it is, and like I said, if you want to see how I finished the companion page, pop over to my Facebook group, which is also Joyani Scrapping My Own Private Idaho, and see what I came up with. And I am current today, and hope to stay that way until this weekend. This weekend I have plans, so I will get behind again. But anyway, this was a great fun. Thank you, Janet Fritz, for making this really fun layout. Talk to you later. Thanks. Bye. Oh, one more thing. I forgot. So when I was watching, I told you, I got distracted. When I was watching Jean on her video, what she did was she went around, and I do it often, she went around and put black all the way around, just a pin mark to make it look like it was more like a comic book. And she also went all the way around in black. And I don't know if I'm going to do that because it's already put down, but you could definitely trace around each one of these, and it might add a little something something, but since I have it down, I'm afraid to do it. But that's an idea. I do encourage you to watch all the other people who are participating in this hop. Talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.